So I'm hoping that my mic's working okay. Um, it is April 1st, April Fool's Day, um, 2011. I think my last post was sometime in December. And today I've just spent time reflecting and going back and watching my videos from last year. And it's um, it's kind of nice to see and refreshing. The best way that I can describe it is that I was slow, um, and my palsy symptoms were worse. Looking at myself now, I can tell that I do still have some drooping on the left side of my face that may be from the antibiotics that I'm on now. Um, Before, when I was doing videos um, and sharing, I had port, and I ended up, if you've seen any of my videos, you know this, with C. diff from being on long-term Rocephin, IV Rocephin. Um, and then I started having some port complications. No novella. My cat's trying to get outside and I have my windows open. Um, so, I had my port removed, and I swore up and down I would not go back on IV medications because we thought they were doing more damage than good. Since then, I've had a hysterectomy. Um, I just started hemorrhaging out of the blue. I've always had bad female problems since I was young, and heavy periods, just weird crap. And so we thought, as well as my doctor, in 2009 offered to do a hysterectomy, so I didn't spend half of the rest of my life in bed like I have the last half. As if I'm only going to live to 60. That didn't sound right, but since I started my period, I would miss a week of school, and then it grew to 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks, and to have a cycle for 3 weeks and have 1 week of not wasn't kosher. Um, so I started hemorrhaging and having problems, and I went into the doctor, and they said they were going to do an emergency hysterectomy. Turned out I had insurance problems, as always, and um, they had to push my surgery back a couple weeks, and I wasn't going to go into surgery at this particular hospital without my good friend that is a surgical tech, because I had a bad experience at another hospital when I was having my upper and lower GI done, which came back clear. Surprisingly enough, the IVs and the medications that I took when I first began my treatments, February of, oh my gosh, um, 09 I want to say, but I think it was February of last year, because it's only been a year since I started treatments, a little over a year. Um, I totally lost where I was going with that. Oh, during my hysterectomy. Um, they didn't know until they removed my uterus and could really look at my ovaries that it was basically a ruptured cyst that was causing me to hemorrhage. So it was great for me to know that I had a hysterectomy because I was hemorrhaging from a ruptured cyst. You can imagine. I only have 2 children, of which I try to do as much as I can with. And had several miscarriages, and maybe I wanted more children. I'm only 30, so I'm kind of dealing with that mentally. Um, saw my Lyme doctor. I have seen him a lot lately um, because I felt myself going downhill. Oh, that's where I was. I got the port removed because we thought that I was having some blockage issues, and I just said take it out. And I stopped all of my treatment, all of my antibiotics, my shots, my immune therapy, and basically wasted away to nothing. Um, my main symptom during that time was like pins and needles in my feet and my joints. I had a hard time walking around Christmas. It really started more around Thanksgiving, but I didn't pay close attention to it, just ignored it like everything else. Um, when you're sick a lot, you learn to ignore certain things and just blow it off as Lyme. Um, but what had happened was um, my potassium had gotten so low that I couldn't walk. And during the same time, New Year's Day, my cousin, whom I was very close to, passed away. So I went to his wake and funeral, using my husband as a crutch, kind of just limping around. I wasn't going to miss that for the world. And at the time, my doctors didn't want me to travel, and so I had to get approval to go to that.